About 2 days after the January 12th presentation,
the horrific massacre
of the Nintendo Switch, we have a video posted of our live reactions during the event, and now we're just going to give people did die. Now we're just going to give a little short overview of the whole event and the Treehouse that followed it the day after. So technically yesterday. It's January 14th right now. It's Saturday for me at least, for everybody here, because no one's in Japan. No one's in Japan or Korea right now.
It's the same goddamn day for us.
Some of us like to live in the future. Future is now.
Okay. You
so
live like 3 hours away.
3 hours in the past.
3 hours, whatever.
So you guys got to warn me about future events that happen over there.
All right, so let's get into it.
All right, so we got a few announcements for the actual January 12th presentation. You know, they revealed that the Switch has a motion control component to it. They revealed a few games, which a few of us, if you watch our video, showed our distaste for.
Hold on, before you go on, the motion control, it's just the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons have motion control built into them. There you go.
The Switch itself has a touchscreen interface, which I'm pretty sure we all saw coming at one point. And then they started revealing the games like 1-2 Switch, party shovelware game.
Arms.
That's Arms. Which I mean, I personally love the character design, but other than that, it's pretty neato. At the end of the presentation, I don't feel
either way about it.
At the end of the presentation, to my dismay, they didn't show anything Smash Brothers. They just went back to Breath of the Wild.
See, that's your problem, is you went in expecting Smash Brothers. You didn't get Smash Brothers.
There's your problem. You went in expecting.
Exactly. There you go.
But you mean, like, to be truly honest, I wasn't really all that interested in Breath of the Wild, but that trailer kind of like made me a little bit interested. I mean, I haven't played a full-blown Zelda game in quite some time, so. I mean, then we got more information on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with the Inklings being added to Boy and Girl and the color variants, and then King Boo and then Dry Bowser, along with some new stages.
They're really keeping to the word deluxe, aren't they? When you order like a cheeseburger deluxe, all you get is like 2 things.
Japanese don't even know nothing about deluxe. Everything's small. Everything's small there.
Especially the Joy-Con apparently.
Yeah. Oh god. And they hinted at Fire Emblem Warriors, Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers. Another few party games like not party games, but smaller games, I guess.
5.
And then there was like Has Been Heroes, Snipper Clips. That does not sound right, rolling off the tongue.
There's a bunch of
Snipper
games
Clips.
they showed off.
Super Bomberman R, which is going to be another launch title. Splatoon 2, which is not going to be a launch title.
Summer
2017. Super Mario Odyssey, Mario Meets the Real World.
Holiday 2017.
I mean, I know I mentioned Breath of the Wild already, but like, there was rumors going around that it was going to be released on the launch date, but it is, and that probably made a lot of people happy. So I mean, I guess that's one big title you can play, despite it releasing on Wii U. I mean, like
no Smash, but you got this, right?
I mean, it's cool and all, but like I said before, I was like, I haven't played like a really big Zelda game in quite some time. I'm more of like, I don't know, like the last Zelda game that really hit big with me was probably Four Swords Adventure, but that's because I played it with you guys.
This is the guy who bought Wind Waker HD on Wii U.
I mean, it's there. It's there. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now.
I spent 2 weeks on that HD version. I beat it and got everything again, and the statues was great.
It's a good game. I do like Wind Waker a lot. It's one of my favorites. It's a good show.
As someone who's played, I don't know, Jeremy, how many you've played, but I've played a good chunk of Zelda games.
I played a good chunk as well.
I'm looking forward to Breath of the Wild, but I'm not that hyped about it. Not enough to go buy a Switch, I'll tell you that one.
I'm incredibly indifferent. It looks cool, but I'm not gonna care. I kind of tapped out with Twilight Princess 1 because I never owned a Wii. I played a little bit of Twilight Princess. It was cool. Skyward Sword, I don't give a fuck. I never owned a Wii, so I didn't really care, honestly. As shitty as that sounds, like, I'm sure there's some Zelda fans somewhere out there rolling in their fucking seats or in I don't know, wherever they're at right now, just losing their fucking mind.
Yeah, they're hyping it. They're hyping it up. Bro.
I'm not a. Where's Metroid? That's what I care about.
I mean, that's one of Nintendo's problems, and that's forgetting that their other IPs exist. But that's a topic for another day. So, did any of you guys actually watch the TreeHouse event yet?
I didn't.
I haven't really watched it.
I don't even
All right,
know
so
what that is.
it was like Nintendo's like they do it themselves, and I guess Nintendo of America, where they show more games that are to come. So like everything they showed at the presentation, as you said yesterday, Fred, they gave us more information on it on the TreeHouse.
Yeah.
And they showed it. They had people like playing it. I'm not sure if it was just like press and like other people, but it was like, you know, a bunch of Nintendo employees there. Reggie was there. He actually revealed the Breath of the Wild collector sets, which is two. One that comes with the Master Sword statue, one that doesn't. And they're retailing for about like $129.99, I believe. So that's something for you Nintendo fans, your Zelda fans out there.
Hefty collector's edition.
Yeah, it comes with the
$140, right? Like,
I think the one with the statue is $129, but I'm not entirely sure. I should have wrote that down.
I saw $139 yesterday.
Oh, then that might be the one with the statue. But it comes with the game. It comes with the game, like a map, a carrying case for the Switch.
Yeah.
It comes with the statue. If you buy the statue variant, a medal, which
a medal.
Shantae,
Medal.
looking at you, wait for it.
Comes with that.
And then
Waiting to the ground. I told you.
Shots fired. And then carrying case, the medal, the map, and then the soundtrack, the official soundtrack. You actually get the disc. You don't get like a redeeming code or anything like that. But that's one of the things. But I'm gonna try to go in a little bit in order from the TreeHouse events and just get your guys' reactions on it. So
it is $129.99 for the Masters Edition or Breath of the Wild.
And that's the one with the statue?
If soon as GameStop's website starts to work, I think so. They don't have any pictures of it. They just have a box.
See if it's on Amazon.
A big ass box.
But during the TreeHouse event, you know, it was a little choppy at first because they were having streaming issues. But the first thing they showed officially was ARMS. And the only reason I'm bringing it up, besides me liking their character design, was the game. We all thought was just gonna be like totally motion controlled, but they came out and said like, oh no, like motion control is just an option. Like if you want to play it using just the regular Joy-Cons and not swinging your arms around, that is definitely an option. So I mean, like in my opinion, like even though I won't get invested in arms at all, I think that's the step in the right direction.
Yeah,
like
that's definitely a good idea.
Because they're like they even said it with like games like Mario Kart 8. They're like, yeah, we know people, you know, we gave them the option of motion controls, but at the same time, some people just don't like motion controls. So he was like, you get the option of just using Joy-Con as the standard controller, which is a step in the right direction because not everyone wants to come. I know everyone makes this example, but not everyone wants to come home, sit down, or stand up and swing their arms around after a long day's work. You know,
I'm glad that they finally realized, like after the Wii and the Wii U, that people kind of don't really care all that much about motion controls. That's all I had to say.
I just feel they should have never implemented it to begin with. I mean, like I said in this other Switch video, it's probably like, hey, we invested all this money into it, might as well use it. I don't know, like, and to have all that shit like compact into those little ass Joy-Cons, it seems like a bit much. That's probably why they're so fucking expensive.
Bro, but the ice cubes.
Bro,
HD
Rumble.
HD Rumble.
Still laughing at that.
So apparently HD Rumble just it's not so much levels of vibration, but it's like where it vibrates. So, because the guy was saying yesterday, he was like in ARMS, when you like punch, it like vibrates on different like parts of the controller itself, so it feels like your punch is leaving your hand or some shit like that. This is stupid.
Wow, how amazing! It's like the feeling of punching.
I don't know. It's just like, I just feel like Nintendo needs to stop with these gimmicks because like it's just a thing that people like for the first like month, and then they're like, okay, what is this other bullshit? But go ahead, Jeremy.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything. That was it. I was just gonna be like,
So, and then the next game they showed on the TreeHouse event was Breath of the Wild. They didn't really show the collector set, you know, which we already said, the medals, the medal, the fucking soundtrack, the statue. the game itself, you pulled out the game cart, and it's really small actually. The cartridge, the cases for the games themselves too are much smaller. They look more like PSP cases actually.
What?
If anyone's seen that,
Wow.
they're like clear on the sides, but the box art on the front. They're smaller, they're thinner, bigger than 3DS boxes, but smaller than like Xbox One and PS4 boxes, but a little more narrow too. So like when I saw it, it just screamed PSP to me. So I don't know if any of you guys saw that off the record. Or
Yeah,
not.
I
I
haven't seen that.
saw it. It does kind of give a PSP Vita vibe.
And then
At least for that.
yeah, and then they also revealed during that too. Actually, I stepped a little forward, but that's fine. But before Reggie showed off the collector's edition, they actually did like a hardware overview, which was literally just an unboxing. They didn't say anything about the specs. They just literally took it out of the box. They put it on the table. They're like, "Look, here's your Switch. Here's your Joy-Cons. Here's your Pro controller. It comes separate. Little wrist straps that you can buy." And then they did reveal that behind the kickstand there's a micro SD card slot, but they didn't confirm or deny that like the capacity of the card you could put in there. But they did have a 256 gigabyte one on hand that they like popped in there, and I hope you can put more in there because we're practically at the terabyte like limitation now. And if you can put a terabyte card in there, that'd be
Well, just like that news I shared yesterday, how Breath of the Wild is going to take up 13 gigabytes to install. 13.6.
games still installing on the Switch.
Apparently, the whole thing goes onto it. So, like, I would hope if you get it physically, I'm guessing they're going to offer it digitally and physically. I don't know.
We gotta find out more about that.
Because that's interesting to know. Because if you guys remember, like Matt has talked about and other people have talked about, between Fatal Frame, which took up a whole fucking Wii U.
If you had a basic white bitch Wii U,
Wait.
the basic Wii U, you could not install Fatal Frame on your thing without any sort of external memory.
Yeah, but like then the same thing I think someone was saying about Xenoblade Chronicles or whatever, or X. Like you needed a hard drive for that too, apparently.
The fact that
Yeah.
Nintendo offered any of the games digitally on a console that had 32 gigs at most is laughable. It's laughable.
And it's just gonna support micro SD.
just micro SD. That's it. All
Well,
the
I
USB
mean,
attachments and everything are on the dock itself.
Okay, I mean it makes sense.
If it's expandable like on the dock itself, I have no idea. No idea. But they said 256. They didn't mention if it could take any higher or whatever. But that's all we know right now. And then from there, they just pretty much showed off the Joy-Cons and everything, and then that was it. And then the next thing they moved on to was Splatoon 2, which they just showed off the new weapons, the new maneuvers like the dodge roll and shit like that. But other than that, it's pretty much the same game, just more shit to it.
Yeah, it looks
Splatoon 2.
nicer and it's got more stuff.
Splatoon 1.5.
Also,
the whole.
where's Callie? Callie's
I
on
heard.
the
So
show.
I read that this game apparently there's a timeline. It takes place 4 years after the first game.
There's a storyline to Splatoon.
I guess so.
Bro, during
It
the
says-
first one, you can find like hidden reports and shit that like explain how the world got to the way it was and stuff.
Oh yeah, isn't it like something the bloopers took over or some bullshit, wasn't it?
I forget, Tammy got them all.
I think that was the
The
story.
Sucking Scrolls.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
4 years after the first game, so
So
Callie's dead. The
She's dead.
We killed her with the
the
last
last Splatfest. They ended her life.
took Callie's life. Marie is
Fuck
now.
you guys. I like Callie. How are you?
Well, she's
Suck.
dead.
bummer.
What if she's dead? Like the idea of putting Smash on the Switch. Anyway, let's go.
She left for Smash. She's gonna be on Smash. Just her.
Oh, man.
She's gonna
Fuck
be
you.
attacking. She's gonna be attacking 7.
Bro, yeah.
There's
all
where
that
Callie's
goodness.
been.
Oh,
Where
that
Callie's
HD.
been. She was like, "Yo, Akuma, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh, don't hurt me, Callie."
She makes squid pun like fucking you can lose it.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, stop.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
anything else about Splatoon that's worth noting?
I mean, other than having the possibility to do like a proper 1v1 through local wireless, I have no idea. Like, I don't know if like the multiplayer is gonna hold like certain like what do you call it, like minimums or whatever, or like there's gonna be certain standards for multiplayer, like you have to at least have 4 people to play or 8 people to play or some shit.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, like doing local wireless with like one-on-one, this seems a little weird, especially with the maps given to you in the first platoon. Because in the first platoon, like the 1v1 was just like, hey, who can pop the most balloons or some stupid shit like that. But you know, with this whole take this console on the go and having local wireless and Wi-Fi attached to it, like how I don't know how like local multiplayer is gonna go, but they didn't really explain that at all. I'm not sure if the games, the switches on during the event that were playing Splatoon were like all like tethered together through the Wi-Fi and they're just like battling it out there or some shit like that, or they're just playing like some sort of single player thing. But I mean, they had quite a lot of systems there. Like holy shit! Like if any of you guys watched it, like they had you know, besides like actual Nintendo things too, they had you know, they had Sonic Mania there. They had shut up, boy. They had Bomberman. They had Splatoon, Mario Kart, but they had like a lot of setups. Like I'm probably somewhere between like 30 or 40.
It's a good thing Nintendo didn't talk about any of
Did
that
they
other
have
stuff.
Sonic Adventure 3?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's coming.
to be
It's coming
honest-
this winter. What are you talking about?
Oh,
To
okay.
be truly honest,
okay.
I think they were just like, I didn't get to watch the full thing. I left my house around the Snipper Clips one, and after Snipper Clips there was Has Been Heroes, which looked retarded to me. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and then went to Switch. So, I mean, the whole thing was like 5 hours long, almost 6 hours. So I didn't get to all of it, unfortunately. But moving on to the next thing. After Splatoon 2, they went over Super Bomberman R, which actually looks pretty cool because I'm a big Bomberman whore. You know, Konami finally came out of the hole. You know,
Konami came out of retirement to publish a Hudson Soft game.
they fired Hideo Kojima and put Metal Gear Solid 3 on Pachinko so they can fund Bomberman for the
It was
Switch
all for Bomberman this whole time.
and Bloody Roar. What? Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then,
like I said, you have a better chance of finding oil in your front yard than Bloody Roar ever.
So Bomberman, Super Bomberman R is gonna be another launch title. It looks pretty basic Bomberman stuff. And I mean, it looks cool. The aesthetic to it looks nice. All the 8 bombers have different personalities, and
you know,
they all
this is
What's that?
stupid, but aesthetically, it's reminding me. Thinking of it, it reminds me of 3D Game Heroes, like in that retro style that they're going for.
it also has like that it also has like that bright like Halo 3 filter like attached to it. That like even
Hey, 3D Game Heroes was a very bright game as well.
Wait,
yeah, I'm saying like 3D Dot Hero had
that Halo filter you said?
like like in Halo 3 like how like it was like the first array into like full HD gaming, how they had like those shiny like whenever anything like had like a shine to it, like it was like overbearing.
So what you're saying is Halo filter, Bomberman 0.
Oh my god, stop. But a funny thing during that the Barman presentation, you know, the game looked fine. They were trying to do 2-player co-op in the adventure mode or the like story mode, and they lost the Joy-Con. They were like, okay, here's Joy-Con 1. Why isn't this working? They're like, oh, this is Joy-Con 3, and that's 4. They're like, where's 2 at? And they're like, oh no. And then Reggie rolled by, and they're like, we got our biggest people on it. We'll find the Joy-Con. And I think it took them like over like 30 minutes to an hour to find it, because they just said fuck it, and they just played in the single player. And then after a while, then they were like, yeah, okay, yeah, here we go. I think they resynced the controller that they had to do the 2-player.
Reggie walked around like back after the presentation. He's like, so who lost the Joy-Con? And whoever lost is like, I did, honest mistake. Okay, you're fired. And just fucking kicked his ass right out there right then. And then
Masaka! That's a bit
Yamate!
the most like studded like whip ever with like chains on it. And he was like, all right, whoosh, who lost the fucking thing? And like Billy, the new intern, is like sweating and like shaking like crazy. And he like looks at him slowly like merges with them, and he like assimilates to become one. And he's like, all right, I took care of that problem. But,
he like the Billy the intern. He's like sweating. He looks at Reggie. Reggie looks at him. He's like, it was Donna. Donna's like, you son of a bitch.
you son of a bitch. But I mean, that's pretty much it for Bomberman. We talked about Mario Kart, and then they showed Ultra Street Fighter 2. Ultra Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
They were showing off Evil Ryu and Violent Ken.
Violent. I love that.
I can't believe that I had to ask if Street Fighter 2 is getting a balance update.
It is for sure.
I can't believe I asked. I can't believe I asked that though.
After 20 plus years,
25,
Street Fighter 2 is getting a new balance update.
Well, it's like that. It's like that one dude who's like, it's like those people who say like 10 more years for Marvel. Like, there's like that one dude who's like, 25 more years for Street Fighter 2. Yeah.
Bro, like Street Fighter 2, like I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it, and it's kind of true. It's one of those games that's timeless. Like people are gonna play, like they're always gonna play that game. And I'm not just saying just the hardcore, like casual people, like they come across that game and it seems ridiculous, but you'd be surprised. Like
Yeah, but that's
a lot more people know Street Fighter 2 than they know other Street Fighters.
But that's fine in my opinion. But like at the same time, I'm like, yeah, Street Fighter 2. I'll boot it up every so often and play it. Especially when I was actively playing my PS3 and we had the HD remix for it. But it's like it's one of those things where you boot up and play for me at least, for like 5 minutes. And I'm not paying $40 for a game I might turn on and off like once every year. Just to be like, oh yeah, Street Fighter 2, that was a thing, and
You
then like
don't
pop
wanna
it
do
on.
that? Why not?
Not
Seems
me.
like a good idea to me.
Well,
No.
with the $40 price tag, I think that's coming from the fact that there's probably going to be a physical version. Because my friend who works at Game in Europe, which is like, for people who don't know or listening, is a video game retailer out in Europe, England,
Kinda like GameStop.
territories. Anyway, so in their system, they have Ultra Street Fighter 2 listed. So more than likely the $40 price tag, if true, that's why it's $40 because it's physical.
Physical.
That's how they would try to justify the price for a 25-year-old game selling at 40. Yep.
If that's the range,
Which I wouldn't doubt it though.
we don't have a set. It's not guaranteed yet. It's looking like it's going to be $40, but it's still up there at the moment. But,
That's
yeah.
I gotta admit, that's some balls on Capcom.
Yeah, I mean, if it really is $40, like if you gotta look at what you're getting, I'm not like in my opinion, it's not worth it. But a balance change, 2 new characters, maybe some new shit that they're throwing in, like dramatic battle or what they're calling buddy battle, which sounds retarded in my
Buddy
opinion.
battle.
Buddy
Battle buddy. Battle
Yeah.
buddy.
That's as silly
Buddy
as
battle.
That's as silly as going from brainwash Ken to violent Ken.
But
Hey man, when you're brainwashed, you get violent.
Yeah, for reference there, for people who don't get that, Violent Ken's name in Japan and its Japanese name is Brainwash Ken. But yeah, it's not worth the price if that's the price, in my opinion. I mean, it's cool that they're updating Street Fighter 2 after all this time and throwing some new shit in there. I mean, it would have been dope if it was like $15. I'd be like, yeah, $15. Yeah, sure, why not? Why the fuck not? But not, I don't know. But then that's on top of buying the system. But yeah, that's Ultra Street Fighter 2. Yeah.
I forget
what
if that's
else?
going to be a launch title or not.
No,
It's not. It's not.
Not. Alright.
People would have been like,
Why?
you know,
Why not?
going
I don't
crazy.
understand.
I don't know.
More balancing. Right?
Nintendo.
More balancing.
Oh, and by the way, this is supposed to celebrate Capcom's. This is the
30th.
way to kick off their 30th anniversary
30th anniversary.
for Street Fighter. So
And honestly, like to be quite honest, if they're using Ultra Street Fighter 2 like to kick off their 30th anniversary, like the fact that they're updating their starting game, not their starting game, but the game that like set off the series, really set it off. Like to maybe not to you guys, but to me that's kind of like a big way to start it. So I'm curious to see where they're gonna go with the rest of the 30th anniversary. But yeah.
Now Street Fighter 2, that's where. Street Fighter 30, there you go.
Fucking shit, they're not gonna start with
Capcom did the same bullshit with Street Fighter 2 before, where they would package it together with whatever and port it to a different system. Not really
I don't know, man. I'm just tired of seeing HDR, even though I haven't seen it in years. I'm tired of seeing it.
Hey, remember everyone listening, if you want a sneak peek at that gameplay for HDR HD Remix, just boot up your PS3 or 360s and
Boom,
buy
there
it
you go.
for $15 and you got the game.
put like a darker redder like overlay over your TV, so like
Oh,
Ken
and
look violent.
and I was being told today that Akuma, the evil Ryu and Violent Ken are to be treated like Akuma, so banned?
Who told you that?
That's what Sean was telling me.
No, that was not said yet. No one's. They haven't. They're not. They're more than likely not gonna ban these characters if they do make it tournament viable. Like no one said anything like that yet. I don't know where he got that from.
So
What if it's true? What if it's true though, and they're banned from tournaments?
Then there's no point in playing that version of the game.
well, for one, if you're going to a Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers tournament, you're wrong. Okay, moving on. All right, so Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers would be, and then the next thing they revealed on the, well, not revealed, but next thing they showed off. Well, they didn't even show it off here. They talked about it. Fire Emblem Warriors. They're like, hey, yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors is a thing. Tune in to the Right on That on January 18th. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're having an entire direct for it on the
For Fire
18th.
Emblem. Yeah,
That's like.
that's next
Can we
week.
talk about it now? Can we talk about it now instead of waiting 7 days?
No,
we
it's
wait.
Nintendo. All they do is sit there and give you information for like they sit there and they announce the announcement, which is fucking stupid. That's all that they do. That's like their thing lately.
I wonder if
We're
that,
gonna
like-
get information at a later date. We're
I
gonna
wonder
get
if,
the information at a later date.
The new president is gonna be like anything like Iwata in the directs if he's even there. But I don't think Iwata actually showed up for like particular directs unless it was like encompassing like all of Nintendo.
Well, the guy who kicked off the Switch event, that bald looking dude, that's the president. So.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying like I don't think he's gonna show up to just a Fire Emblem Warriors like direct or at least like.
Well,
be
it's
on
not
it.
it's not a Fire Emblem Warriors direct. It's a Fire Emblem direct.
Oh, this Fire Emblem. Oh,
It's
okay.
strictly Fire Emblem, so we're gonna see. It's not just gonna be Fire Emblem Muso.
So it's gonna be like 5
gonna-
minutes.
There's gonna damn.
Look, look.
All right,
Fire
so here's-
Emblem Warriors is gonna be a Muso game, so immediately, at least in the U.S., it fills a niche for Fire Emblem fans and people who like Muso games. And like you said last night,
It's
it's
like
not
10
gonna be as
people.
big as it's not gonna be as big as the Zelda one. Like Hyrule Warriors, it's not gonna be nearly as big in the U.S. anyway.
Hyrule Warriors versus Fire Emblem Warriors. Let's go. Versus
Put your
Hyrule
guns
Warriors.
on.
Honestly, if there's any of their like their IPs, any series that they own that's deserving of a Muso game, I would say it's Fire Emblem. I don't think Hyrule Warriors need to be a thing,
I
but
think-
it was a thing.
Boktai,
And then you
actually.
pick.
How else
oh
are
my
we
God,
gonna
Fred.
get? How else are we gonna get female Link and Link's Link with his
Linkle.
scarf?
Linkle,
Linkle.
little fucking fairy.
Linkle.
Anyway,
Can we have
and then after
Linkle
that-
instead?
And then after Fire Emblem Warriors, the showed off snipper clips, which I'm gonna admit.
Snipper clips. What is that?
I'm gonna
What-
admit it looks
I don't
like
know
a
what the
cute
fuck that is.
a cute game for couples to play. So what happens is that it's a 2-player game, I believe. It's 2 to 4 players. You might be able to do it by yourself. I'm not entirely sure, but you are a piece of paper with legs and a face, and they all make adorable faces. And what happens is that you're in the shape of like the end of a popsicle. It's kind of like
Okay.
that, but it's upside down. And what you do is that you walk into each other and you cut pieces of each other off to like fit like shapes or do different challenges and puzzles. And like, yeah, I'm probably not doing any justice to explain it the way I am, but like at the same time, it looks like a cute like couples game. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
That sounds yeah. The way you're explaining it sounds weird because they're like cute little piece of paper, and they
Yeah.
just go up to each other and they're like, "Cut me, bro!" Ah!
I'm
and, like,
watching it.
it was kind of
I'm watching it
kind of
right
suggestive.
now.
Yeah, it was getting kind of like suggestive when like they were playing it because they're like, yeah, cut me up, bro. And I was like, oh my god.
Oh, so this is gonna be like Metal Gear Rising.
Cut
Cut
my
it.
life
cut-
into pieces.
This is
Yeah, so it's gonna be like
Stop.
Metal Gear Rising, right? Where you just like cut what you will.
just to activate that quick time real quick and
It's
just
just like-
start slicing.
You just walk up to like some random like other player paper, and it's just like Worlds of Nature.
All right, so
Like-
like snipper clips definitely isn't on my list. Looking at this, I'm not
And, like,
gonna-
I would like if I had the Switch on release and this game came out around that time, I would probably get it so me and Tammy could
when's
play
this
it.
even coming out?
I have no idea.
It's Snipper
No,
Clips is supposed to be a launch game.
Is it?
Okay, then. But
Supposed to be.
I mean, like for example, like one puzzle is like there's 3 balloons, 2 of which are floating, but they have like handles that you can grab onto. You will cut one person to like resemble a hook so that you can bring them down, and you cut the other person to be like a needle. Like you have to give them like a sharp edge. and you will pop the balloons when you pull them down. So I mean, like that's an example of like one of the puzzles. Another one's like you press this button and the basketball drops down, and you gotta like cut out a like scoop or whatever, or like a hole in the other person, so like they can carry the basketball to the hoop and like make the shot. Like it's a cute couples game. I'm not gonna knock it. I mean, it's more cheap shovelware, but it looks cute. And for you couples out there who listen to us, I mean, which is probably like no one, because no one listens to us. Pick it up. If you want something for you and your girl to do, or you or your guy, or you and whatever your preference
If you're
is.
really lonely, you could use your body pillow. You could be like an anime fan on prom night.
Yeah, whatever your preference is in this, like 2017 world, go ahead, man. This is hand that control off to somebody else and just play the game with them and enjoy it. Argue, love each other, have awesome makeup sex. I don't fucking know this.
Or not, or just don't do that, because I don't care. Do you? Don't do what anyone else does.
Don't tell me what to do.
Exactly. Do what you don't even listen. Just do.
But when that game came on, I was legit interested. I was sitting down, I was watching it. I was like, oh, it's cute. Anyway, the game after that was Has Been Heroes. I'm not gonna go over that because that shit looks stupid. It looked like a cell phone game brought to the Switch. It's like a RPG-ish kind of game.
Oh, that's what that is.
Party member. Yeah, you have like party members and you fight enemies, but it's like if like a character dies, they're like dead, like perma death. I'm not entirely sure. I listened to like 5 seconds of it, and then he went over the Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Galaxy, and 1, 2 Switch. Unfortunately, I missed those because me and Tammy had
Super Mario Odyssey,
Sonic
That's
Adventure 3.
Mario Adventure 3.
Sonic Adventure 3. Okay.
What's the point of talking? I don't know. I'm looking. I actually might look forward to that. I just wish it wasn't fucking come out in the winter.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it's whatever.
I really think they should have launched with Zelda, Mario, and Splatoon. That would have been a really strong.
That would have been one hell of
I really thought they should have launched with a brand new Metroid game, but we live in a world of wants and wishes.
Can we have like one step at a time? Nintendo retarded.
They should have launched with the Smash Bros. Game. It's not like they already had one else completed that you could have just brought over. Just saying. I mean, like whatever.
For fucking Smash.
Oh my God, you a fucking Metroid. Let
Sakurai rest his broken hands.
Let whoever works on Metroid rest their broken hands. Oh wait, they've been broken.
Yeah. Hey, let Mustard Hero soccer player rest his hands. Mustard Hero.
So with that, pretty much that was the whole Treehouse event. I know we had a little small conversation before we jumped on, and that was Jeff talking about the pricing of games, which is going to be $60. Did you want to talk about that, Jeff, real quick, or